Hi, this is TapCat. Welcome back to Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's time for part 2 of the Storm DLC. One thing that I realized is that there would be multiple costumes and I wanted to show those off. This is a look she did have for a while back in, I believe it was the 80s. It was never one I was particularly fond of, but I would say is kind of iconic in its own way. I'm going to go ahead. This reminds me a lot of how she looked in the 1990s animated series. She's got her long flowing locks. Let's go ahead and equip that. So I also wanted to show you her deck, and looks like I blew right through that. Hold on one second. I have, as promised, added cards to her deck. So far I've only managed to get one rare. Pretty weak in its kind of base form, but if you hold it a turn, okay, well, chain 3 is pretty good. Although with only 58 damage, I feel like what you need is to mod this so that it gets quick, and then that's pretty good. The only thing is, I'm not 100% sure that abilities with chain that you can get quick on. At any rate, I did mod this card, so now we'll do a little bit more damage if they're at full health. Vortex, I get an extra draw. Overload, I kept one in the deck. Actually, I think I just want to get rid of this. This is the one that if there's a conduit on the map, which there isn't always, and if there's a few enemies standing next to it, well, that's great. You can stun them. However, quite often, oh, you know what? I don't have a choice. I have to keep it because I have to have at least one skill. And I don't have any others. Oh, well, there's this. So I've got 2 epics, right? Call the Lightning. So for 3 heroism, I can do 292 in an area. That's not bad. If you wait a turn, you get a bigger area. Okay. But the other epic, Goddess's Blessing. So you draw 1 storm card. That's good. Activate next turn on all storm cards in your hand. Oh, you know what? I was misreading this. So I tell you what. I'm going to put this in my deck. And we are immediately going to go make a second copy and upgrade it. All right. So my apologies. I thought I was all ready to go. This won't take but a quick second, though. I was misreading it. What I thought it was doing was essentially adding next turn mechanisms to everything. And I'm like, but I don't want to hold all her damn cards an extra turn. Like, this is really the opposite of what I need to be doing. I'm not a fan of this mechanism, I have to say. I think it's really weak compared, like people complain about bleed. Bleed is god tier compared to this thing. Sorry, my game is very laggy for some reason. That's probably going to be trouble when I get out on the combat map. All right, let me come in here.
Ready for more?
So, Storm. Okay, so what does it do? Oh, we get to draw an extra card. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
A wise choice.
You know, let me just try something really quick. Let's just try to get a mod on there. If I could get a little extra heroism, that would be amazing.
Just hit me up on Superlink when you're ready.
I don't know if we can do it. Sure. I'm not going to sit here and do this like 10 times. But what I'd like to do is, you know, give it a few. I don't really like, I hate all the redraw stuff. Because, oh, hold on.
This will do.
I meant to switch, but it didn't let me back out of what I was doing. I wanted the one that would have given me resist. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna stay with this.
I'm curious to test this
I would
out.
have liked it if I could have gotten one that was like, you know, +1 heroism when you play the card, +2 heroism when you play the card. That would have been sweet. All right. At any rate, let's just play the mission. So you'll get to see some new cards this time, and all of the cards that are in her deck have been upgraded, so that's nice.
I think Dahlia might be hiding with the Morlocks.
The Morlocks?
Mutants who live in the tunnels beneath the city, and who stay away from the X-Men. There's a homeless encampment by an entrance to the Morlock tunnels. Vampires have attacked it 3 times this week.
That cannot be a coincidence. Do you think the vampires are hunting this child?
I don't know. The city's most vulnerable population is being erased, mutants and humans alike. Disappearing from shelters, off the streets.
The vampires go after anyone the world would not miss.
Or even notice.
Until now.
Okay, so I can add one more. Let me think for a second. The reality is, at least so far, Storm is pretty weak. And of course, we know the Hunter is very strong. I'm going to bring Captain America, mostly just for card draw. And hopefully we can get there.
Quickly! We must help them!
Save everyone you can, and keep your eyes open for Dahlia.
I'm looking!
Me too. I just don't like what I see. I see nothing to be concerned about. First it was the children. Now it's the city's unhoused population. These depraved creatures have no shame.
They do not seem to feel anything at all. Only their hunger drives them.
And yet they're still on the trail of Dahlia, with these people caught in their wake.
Then you're in the right place. At the very least, you can deny the vampires their next meal.
Well, I don't love how this lays out here. You don't either, Ray? Yeah. This. We need to take these guys out. This is not terrible. It sucks, you know, of course none of her abilities have quick on them. I shouldn't say, I think she has one that comes with quick, but unfortunately, you know, that's, I don't have any modded ones for ones like Vortex that didn't already come that way. So I could do this, which will get me some card draw. I need card draw right now pretty badly.
Are you prepared?
And I also need to really do some pretty big damage to these clowns. Okay, I do have an idea. So this would not finish him. That is an issue. Let me do this. Redraw. Okay. They're kind of killing me here. Not giving me anything with quick. Okay. I mean, that's more than I needed. Like, a lot more than I needed.
Your mother abandons you.
Okay, so we got that guy down. The other dude we can just shove. And I am more than fine just having Storm do that. Let's... Oh, the shove's not enough. What are we going to do about that, Ray? Alright. I have an idea, little buddy. This might work. What if we jump over to Cap? I can't quite get there. So if I push him into this thing, it's fine, but I would have to get both the Hunter and Storm out of the way. What do you think of that? You think that's viable? I'm not so sure, little buddy. I'm not so sure. Maybe, possibly. So, I've used all my redraws. There's nothing I can do about that. Let's say, for the sake of discussion, that I discard sorry, I'm struggling a little bit here. Okay, that's not gonna work. My little helper is distracting me just a little, just a little. It's okay, Ray. It's okay. You know I'm always happy to have you. Let's try shoving somebody else. Okay. Let's just take this guy out.
Return to the darkness.
And then, let me just see really quickly. So, is there really only one Hemolisk? I was thinking there was two, but I only see the one. And both it and this guy are 2 card plays away, which is pretty perfect actually for what we're trying to do. So having used our move, I'm just thinking what we want to do is we're going to get rid... I'm going to discard this one. And now, having done that, how do I get Aurora out of the way? Yeah, I know. Let me do this. And now,
accept your defeat.
I hate to use one heroism, but I'm going to. Oh. Well, I guess I'm going to have to do it a different way. Okay. So that takes him out.
Who says an old dog can't learn new tricks?
Now, let me see. I do have one heroism left. This'll work. So now we won't take any attacks. Yeah, we cleared everybody out. And I will end the turn. We just got there. We kind of had to use every single resource we possibly could. Now, originally, I was going to blow up this stupid barrel, but my fear was I was going to kill a civilian if I did.
Society often turns its back on those who are different.
Pretty certain that's what would
Those
happen.
with unusual abilities
So,
are even more likely to be shunned.
That did not
Yes,
seem
we've all felt it in one
like
way
a great
or another.
choice. Let's put
Maybe
it
it doesn't have to be that way for Dahlia.
So, man, I could sure use some hunter abilities. Hint, hint. I hate that this is going to activate the stupid Hemolisk. I have no gas. Like, I have nothing in my hand that's really going to get me some traction here. Pretty disturbing. No hunter cards at all, I don't think. Yep, not a one. Okay, I don't have a choice. I need to get some token cards here.
They're not going to like this.
It's great, thank you. Alright. If I get 4, I'll use Blade Storm, so. They're killing me with this crap, man. Please, can I have... Thank you. Seriously, thank you. And this will trigger Balanced Collar, which is pretty huge for me right now. Okay, I gotta start taking these guys out. If they attack one person, we lose.
Once again,
That's all it
the
takes.
servants fall.
So let me just check something. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do this. Because if I so much as use Balanced Collar, this guy attacks and I'm screwed. So now I'll use Balanced Collar.
Lilith has sent you here to die.
All right.
I hope you are
So
prepared.
yeah, now I feel like we're getting this under control. This guy we can take out at our leisure. I have 2 card plays. I'm okay. Problem is this thing. Okay. This is actually kind of ugly. All right. I was trying to find like a storm card that made sense.
Return to your
I didn't really succeed. So now the Hemolisk is going to spawn again. Which is fine. So now we want to use one of our area cards. Storm has one. Cap has one. I mean, we have options. Let's try and use Storm. Okay, so we can take out the Hemolisk too. This is well worth doing. Yeah, this is the end of the mission. So she gets, well, the end of this phase. But it's nice we were able to give her that shot.
Like that once, centuries ago. being watched.
Let them watch. Give them no cause to fear us.
Shh. It's all right. You'll be as good as new.
Dahlia?
Aurora? What are you doing here?
I tried to find you at the orphanage, but
But what?
it seemed you were in distress. I wanted to help.
I'm not the one who needs help. Look around you. I can do more here than wearing a fancy yellow suit. The Morlocks took me in. They just welcomed me into their family. But now someone is trying to tear our family apart.
I am so sorry.
No, you're not. You say you're all about protecting mutants, but it's only the ones who live in that mansion. You don't even see people like us.
That's not true.
What happened here?
We were attacked by creatures. We don't know what they are or what they want. Most of us fled after the last attack. Some are too wounded to move. I just need more time to heal them.
What can we do?
You really want to help? Stop those things from killing my family.
If these vampires are truly
Very
stockpiling
interesting logic
victims,
this character has
something
that
much greater at work.
claims that Storm
torment
doesn't
to
care
these
about
people is
her,
not
doesn't
enough.
care about
It is never
any of
enough.
these
There
people.
always seems to
And
be a
you're saying
darker
this to someone
purpose
who has
waiting to reveal
literally
itself.
come here
At least
to
it
help.
keeps us busy.
Which suggests to me at least that she does care. Oh, hey, what do I know? Okay, so there's what I would call a target-rich environment.
Let's settle.
So let's just take out 2 guys and get some card draw going.
Remember that.
Okay, this is good. That's less good. Honestly, I'm really tempted. I think I'm going to. I'm going to play Wrath here and get back Brooklyn Handshake because it's so good. It's not just that it's a quick ability, you know, with knockback, which is good enough already.
Oh, invigorates.
But the extra card draw is so huge for us. I'm going to hold on to this for a second. So let me just see. Yeah, I can't. Oh, wow. I didn't notice that this is the only minion left. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll wound the one elite and we'll get credit for the KO so we get our card draw.
You don't look so tough.
So
You
having
sure you're
done
up for
that,
this?
I don't want that one back. I'm going to do Wild Strike, and we're going to take out one of these goons.
Your fate is sealed.
Okay.
You were unprepared.
Now I'm going to use Wrath.
Pathetic.
Actually, before I use Wrath, I want to use this. I wanted to get a card or 2 out of my hand because if you're at max hand size, you don't get any draw. So now I'm going to use one of these. All right, we'll take her out.
Your time has come. Next
Wild
time,
Strike.
run while you still can.
Man, it's so bonkers how powerful it is.
This shall be of great help.
Okay. I only have 1 card play left, so I have to be careful here. I cannot afford. Like, I need to take out every guy I can possibly take out.
Was that truly your best?
So as soon as I use my first
Lilith will be
ability that doesn't
disappointed
have
in you.
quick, I'm screwed. And unfortunately, I think what I probably want to do, since none of my, none of these cards are going to KO any of them, I'm thinking, what if I at least use Blade Storm? So I can definitely take out the one guy and badly hurt her and possibly even get the KO. I mean, this is totally worth
I
doing.
can handle it.
And if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. All right, we got it.
You'll have to teach me that move sometime, Hunter.
I'm okay with that.
I'm sure the Morlocks will be grateful, in their own quiet way.
Yeah. They'll probably tell us we don't care about them again.
Dahlia! It's over. You're safe.
Thank you, Aurora. And the rest of you. We're not used to people looking out for us.
Is there anything else we can do?
No, we'll be all right. I've healed the others. We'll move where they can't find us.
Dahlia, you don't have to be alone. The X-Men would welcome you.
Thanks, but I'm not alone. And I can't abandon my family for yours.
All right. And if you ever need me...
You'll be the first we call.
Goddess be with you. All of you.
Yeah, that story didn't make a ton of sense to me. The Morlocks, at least in the stories that I had read with them, they're pretty powerful. I mean, there's not all of them, but they were a powerful faction in total. I don't see any reason they couldn't hold their own against the vampires. Now, if you're just talking about a random encampment of homeless people, that's a very different thing. Actually, the other thing that made no sense to me is when she said they had attacked this encampment 3 times. Well, if you're just talking about a bunch of random people who are kind of underfed, I don't think they would need to attack it 3 times. I think they could wipe it out in one go. But if you're talking about coming underground where the Morlocks are, I don't think the vampires would even make much headway. Because like I say, they had some very powerful members. And just like we're able to hold our own, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. Oh, let's see what Magic wants.
Don't tell Hunter, I have a favor to ask.
What do you need?
Storm seems off. I haven't seen her like this before. Can you speak with her?
Of course, but why me?
You both know what it means to lead. She sees you as a peer, whereas I will always be her student. You may be able to reach her in a way I cannot.
All right, I will seek her out.
Thank you. Oh, and don't tell her I asked you to do this.
We worked well together on that last mission. You were right about the Abbey being special. It's beautiful out here.
I like to come here when I am feeling down.
Subtlety is not your strong suit. You want to ask about Dahlia, yes?
Dahlia believes you only care about the X-Men who choose to join. Her words hurt you.
Not exactly, but they've left me to wonder. And the act of self-reflection is often uncomfortable.
I do not follow.
Her comment has caused me to think about how I treat my students. I don't think I choose favorites, but what if I do without realizing it? Regardless, I'm relieved to see her safe and happy with her found family. I'll keep worrying about her until the vampires are taken care of.
I relate. The Midnight Suns are my family, and I share the same concerns over their safety.
That almost sounds silly, worrying about people with powers. But I appreciate your words. It feels good to know I am not alone.
I think the fear is natural. Having abilities puts targets on our backs.
That is a good point.
Just because we are strong does not mean we are invincible.
Where were you when I was a teenager? That's what leadership is. Knowing when to step in and when to respect boundaries.
How do you know?
They'll straight up tell you. Or you'll just feel it.
Sounds complicated.
It gets easier with time. Thank you for coming to check on me, Hunter. Leaders often have to take these burdens on by themselves.
I am not a leader.
Oh, please. I call it like I see it.
Okay. So we also have the option to have a hangout.
It's just...
Oh, wait a minute. She is one of the people we can do a hangout with. And I should totally do that because we need to build up friendship with her.
Every city has unsavory folks, but the people there are truly
Oh, God. Well, there's no knowing for sure what activities she would enjoy. I do not see her enjoying a drink. That's not something I ever remember her doing in the comics. I'm going to guess stargazing.
You have called yourself a leader many times.
I've been in the position where I needed to make decisions for a team.
I am sure you have made many tough calls.
I do what I can with the information I have. The same could be said of you.
You are right. Knowing what the right thing to do is tricky.
I always go with my gut.
Has it ever been wrong?
Oh, yes. But it's not the end of the world. Maybe in the case of your mother it is, but special circumstances.
Have you ever made a mistake?
Who hasn't? Nobody is perfect. I've made my fair share of mistakes, and have done my best to learn from them. Does it always work? No. I am curious to hear how you handle failure.
Failure is inevitable. I like to acknowledge my wrongs and then take actions to make sure it doesn't happen again.
The important thing is not making the same mistake twice.
Yes, or else nothing has been learned.
I find that a nice relaxing drink also helps to take the sting away. Give yourself some credit, Hunter. You're doing just fine.
Okay, it's hilarious that I was saying I don't think she would want to drink. And then she literally mentions like, oh yeah, you know what really helps? A nice relaxing drink. Well, I may have missed the boat on that. So, I need to pick. I will try this. This seems like something she would like.
I had a fantastic
She
time.
liked the gift.
Well
She
done.
didn't love the gift, but still, we got 15 points overall. That's pretty good.
Can you believe we're just one small part of this
All right.
universe?
Yeah, I need to work my friendship up with her, try to get up to max level so I can unlock the challenge and record a guide for it. Not to be, not to make it all about me or anything, but it is a thing I need to do. Okay, I just realized as soon as I put him to bed for the night. Oh, actually, this will work out fine. So we will go ahead and do the friendship talk with her. Again, I'm just trying to show off as much of the material related to Storm as I can in these videos.
Hunter, a word?
I'm listening.
I wanted to apologize. I'm afraid I came off a bit cold when we last spoke.
I don't really know what she's talking about, but okay.
As I said before, it is all right. I do not expect you to warm up to me right away.
If we want to kick the temperature up in here, all I need to do is think of good thoughts.
You are speaking literally?
Yes, but that conversation is for another time.
I see you are still hesitant in sharing parts of yourself.
I'm not trying to keep secrets, but I don't want to alarm anyone.
Why would it be alarming?
Hypothetically speaking, how would you feel if others learned that you could cause a hurricane if you became too upset?
I do not think I would feel good about myself.
Some people start viewing you differently. As a leader, that's the last thing I want.
Do you think they are scared?
No. I have a tight lid around my emotions. Let's leave it at that. I go into detail, but...
You do not trust me yet.
keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure we'll get there.
I don't want to be hypercritical of the DLC, but that conversation is just such a perfect example of where, sometimes I think, have the people who worked on this game ever spoken to other human beings? Because I just have never in my life had a conversation about, how close or not close I am with somebody on a purely friendship basis, and whether if they learn to trust me more in the coming days, we'll be closer. That would just be such an awkward, strange conversation. You talk about shared interests, you talk about things going on in your life, you kid each other about stuff. You talk about things that are happening in the world. There's so many things people talk about. I'm just curious. You tell me, have you been in conversations like that where you're talking to somebody you've recently met and the whole conversation revolves around how much they do or do not trust you and how close you are or are not with each other? Maybe I am the strange one. Maybe, I have lived this bizarro life and everybody else is like, yeah, no, that's totally what I talk about with my friends. I don't know. I'm genuinely curious. At any rate, that's going to do it for now. Let me just say a couple of things. So, as I did last time, I will work on Storm's deck. So I'm going to run some missions with her. My goal is I want to get the other 2 rares that we're still missing. And then the other thing I want to do is try to get some mods. Man, if I could get, I don't know if this will happen, but if I could get Quick and at least 1 or 2 of her abilities, it would really help. Because right now, you know, on the one hand, I want to showcase her cards, but it's hard when there's a million enemies on the map. And every time I use one of hers, I'm using a card play. But if I use one of the hunters, it's Quick. Or if I use some of Captain America's, it's Quick. And so, you know, like using their abilities actually let me succeed. Whereas if I just limit myself to her, we're screwed. So, yeah, I'd like to try and do something where we can get over the hump a little bit, give her a little bit more, you know, power and ability to use her cards without just bringing everything to a stop. So I will try to do that off camera and then come back for part 3 of this DLC so you can see her. I'm not going to pretend it'll be a fully optimized deck, but maybe you can see at least, you know, something that remotely resembles a more mature Storm deck. But that's going to do it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope we see you next time.